Hello, Tyrone Poland here at Q Cars, and today I'm going to show you how to check a used car before buying it. Now if you go over here, you open the bonnet. Open it up and you'll check to make sure there's no oil spills or anything in around the engine bay. You'll also check to make sure that the coolant level, make sure there's water in the coolant bottle. Now if everything looks alright here, you'll also check the oil level. Every car will have a dipstick, but it'll be slightly different. So here you can see the oil level is just below max, so there is oil in the vehicle and everything is okay. And another thing to check is to make sure your timing belt's been done. Now by visually checking the timing belt you won't be able to see, so you will have to ask whoever you're buying the timing belt off to make sure it has been done. Now a timing belt should be done between 100,000 miles or 5 years, whatever comes first, but it is very important and it would have to be done. So another thing to check is over here, you'll see your brake pads are in here and your disc. So if you go over, these discs are fine, there isn't a lip on them, but if there is a lip on the disc then they should be replaced because they are dangerous and it will reduce your braking efficiency, so it should be replaced. But on these here it's fine, just something else to be aware of. Now I'm going to show you how to check the vehicle whenever you are driving. So here we usually be quiet and we're testing to see to make sure that the suspension and everything is testing okay. So you can listen out for the likes of noises or bumps. You'll hear it as you go along, maybe go over like an odd bump deliberately to make sure everything is okay with the suspension. Now in this vehicle there is no noise, so I can't really show you that, but I can also show you to make sure the clutch is okay. So as you're changing gear, it should move smoothly in the gear and the clutch should not be long. You should feel the bite as your foot comes off the clutch. If the clutch is really high, then your clutch is starting to wear and it should maybe start to need replaced soon. The clutch should be replaced between 100,000 miles to about 110,000 miles is usually the range of how long they last, but it depends on what way it's been used. Another thing to check whenever you're buying a car is the brakes. Now the brakes is very important because obviously it helps you stop, but whenever you're driving along, you even just tap your foot slightly on the brakes and you should be able to feel it straight away. If your foot goes near to the ground before you feel anything, then that's bad. You might need brake pads or be something wrong with the ABS system, but it can be very costly, so it's very important to make sure that your brakes are working correctly. As soon as you tap your foot on it, it should brake slightly to make sure everything's working. Okay, so now we are back at the dealership and I have something very important to tell you, because people could mislead you and could doctor certain miles, which has happened to a friend of mine and it's not good. So look, you'll have your service book or your owner's manual, and you'll get stuff like your driver's handbook, there's your vehicle test certificate. It's always important to check all this stuff is in the vehicle. Although this vehicle doesn't have a service book, other vehicles may have a service book which you check to make sure that the mileage is all up to date and that it has a full service history, because it's very important on the maintenance life of the engine. Another thing to check is your heating control. Your heating control is over here and you can check certain things. So there you can check to make sure that the fans are all working. So if you go up to the highest point and it goes up and it also goes down, that means that there's a reed resistor built in, and make sure it's all working correct. Make sure that the temperatures are going up and make sure their temperatures are going down. It allows you to make sure that everything is all working correctly with your climate control. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you get some value from this video. Thank you.